call the member for Bain.
Deputy Speaker, on the 4th of July, the voters of Eden Monaro will have a by-election. As many members would be aware, the electorate surrounds the ACT. It's a diverse, rugged and beautiful part of Australia. Many of our lives are shared across the border, with crossovers with work, school and community sport. And until recently, the electorate was represented by the hard-working, well-respected Mike Kelly. Despite ongoing health issues, Mike stood up for his constituents time and time again on employment, climate change and, more recently, bushfire recovery. Others have spoken on Mike's time in this chamber, but I particularly respected his record on calling out the lack of fairness in the treatment of his electorate in relation to drought assistance and infrastructure delivery. He brought valuable experience and expertise to this parliament, with a distinguished record in service of his country. When I first came to work here in the Senate, he was one of the first to extend his hand of friendship, knowing that many of our constituents had shared challenges and dreams, and I certainly benefited from his wisdom, support and mateship. The electorate of Eden Monaro has a proud history of having a strong local member that stands up on issues and works effectively with local communities. Mike was certainly that, a worthy successor to the likes of Alan Fraser, Bob Wan and Jim Swan. And Labor's candidate for the by-election, Kristy McBain, certainly fits that mould as well. As Kristy has said a few times, if she was fortunate enough to be elected, she would literally have big shoes to fill. Kristy spent her early career working in a Queanbeyan law firm and is now a mum and small business owner living in Bega. Kristy was the Mayor of the Bega Valley Shire when she led her community through the triple challenges of drought, catastrophic bushfires and now the coronavirus pandemic. She's a strong local leader who understands just how difficult many in her community are doing. And she's a local leader that knows how important investment and jobs are in her region. Kristy has been out early in this by-election campaign with the whole Labor team behind her, working to meet these challenges. Deputy Speaker, some in this House may have been following the by-election in the media, and unfortunately the communities of Eden Monaro, the coalition has not been so united behind a candidate. In fact, they've been quite the opposite. We had the Nationals' John Barilaro declaring he was not interested in state politics anymore and was ready to win Eden Monaro. Despite this self-confidence, something the local member for Monaro is not short on, he still lashed out at anyone in his way. Before deciding he was out, he infamously attacked the member for the Riverina and also attacked the current state member for Bega, Andrew Constance. Mr Constance took this pretty personally and live to air declared it was just not worth it and declared himself out of the race for Eden Monaro as well. This whole self-indulgent approach certainly sent a poor message to many in Eden Monaro. After Senator Molan also declared himself out, the Liberal Party pre-selected Fiona Kopvoice, a climate change sceptic. I'll let that sink in. A candidate for an electorate that has the most to lose from climate change has felt the effects probably more than any other over these last couple of years, a candidate who is sceptical on the science of climate change. Well, Deputy Speaker, at the end of the day, elections are about a choice, and the good people of Eden Monaro have a choice between Kristy and an out-of-touch Prime Minister who admits we're in recession but has no real plan to get the area out of it, a PM with an announcement a day but no regional jobs plan, a choice between Kristy and a Treasurer who oversaw the greatest ever budget bungle in history, a Treasurer who lets workers on the coast suffer without access to JobKeeper, and a choice between Kristy and a government that has overseen the robo-debt debacle, given us the Ruby Princess shambles and has let criminals steal people's superannuation. A government that has cut thousands of public servant jobs, a government that thinks that after the ABC played such a crucial role during the bushfires that it should be cut by another $84 million, a government that is now even coming after Australia's humble postie. Deputy Speaker, this compares to a vote for Kristy McBain, a local who understands what matters to families, to small business and to local communities. A vote for Kristy will be a vote for a person who has demonstrated time and time again that she'll stand up in times of adversity and not go missing in action. a person who will ensure the constituents of Eden Monaro will have their voices heard in this very chamber.